Okay, I'm now going to show you how to drill and fit screws into these hinge locations. We've got a hinge here which is called a stopped hinge. It's a hinge that just the lid will only open to just past 90, but underneath there is an area of the hinge that comes out, and as it rotates needs an area cut out in this surface. So what we do is mark where it comes out at the back here, and I'm just going to put a light around there so I can see. Take a chisel on there and just put the chisel at a slight angle. Down. So we've got, and then turn the blade around, slight angle. We've created the two shoulders for that thing. I'll now pare that out. I'm just creating a relieved area to give a relief for this. There we go. And when I put this back on there, it shouldn't, it should sweetly move, which it does. Now you've got your location. What we want is to line up this face with this face here. So that's our location in this case. Maybe on the back and in another job. And I'm going to use what's called, this is a bird cage awl. It's a brad awl with 4 flat cutting surfaces. These edges cut. So as you drive it in, you can cut a hole which is V-shaped, which is perfect for screws. So, and what I'm going to do in this case is just mark the centres. Again, take my glasses off so I can see. Spot that centre. Spot that centre. Take it a little bit and cut a hole. Take a little bit more out of that corner there. Now I'm going to use the screws for this job are brass, and you want to be very careful when you have brass screws that you drill a hole or you cut a hole that's the right size. So you choose a drill which is matched to the thickness of the steel of the screw. So in this case it's a 1.8mm drill bit. Just going to drill it, and I've set this so that it's protruding the right length. So pop it, use that for centering. Clear the drill bit because it would have clogged up with waste. Now, here's the trick. You never take that hole and assume you're going to be right. You fit always with a steel first. Put a steel screw in there first. Oh. You also need to find a screwdriver blade which is well fitted in that screw. If it'll stay on the end of the screw like that, that's a good fit. If it falls off, even if it's just a straight bladed screw, it's going to be the wrong size. Pop them in there. So drive that down, fit always first time with a steel. Because your steel now is cutting the thread that your brass will occupy. And it's doing a lot of the work that you want. So it's making a position for that screw. And the steel is far less likely to snap off as you do that first run than the brass is. So, whoops, pop that one in there. Drive that down. Don't really need the hinge in place while you do this. You see I'm holding the screwdriver there and turning it with my lower hand is resting on the box and using the box as a jig. Take it down to flush with the job, a little bit lower, and then whip it out again. If we were fitting large brass screws, we'd dip them in a bit of wax first, just a bit of ordinary polishing wax, just to help to ease the thread of that screw. Then you won't get the situation of the brass screws snapping off as you screw them in, which is an awful thing to happen, because getting them out again is a real so-and-so. Thank you for listening.